I'm going to show you how to set up your white label and get the domain connected. Once your domain is connected, we will walk through customization of the platform. Choose a subdomain that will be used for the web app. It is not recommended to use your root domain because it's better to reserve that for marketing pages. App, agents, or AI.domain name works best. Under these general settings, you can override the default terms of service and privacy URL, as well as sales email used for contact sales buttons. Enter your company's security email, and if you want to override the default support system, you can provide a URL to your support system. When using the default support system, the white label managers can manage support tickets as well as the platform support. This streamlines support if the issue is a platform bug. You can see all of your customer requests that come in under your domain. You can also override the default pricing URL if you want to create your own on your marketing page. We also offer a documentation section inside the platform. If you want to create your own documentation and training, you can override this with your own URL. When new companies are created, you can create automations that are triggered. When a new customer comes into your system, signs up for the platform, you can kick off research or automated emails within the platform. You can automate all of this internally, or you can send that to a different platform like a CRM using the webhooks. The root page configuration can be customized. This will direct the user to a default marketing page or the login page when they visit the root subdomain you set up, and not the marketing page. So that is, let's go ahead and save this. And then we'll get our DNS set up together. Okay, if you click here, this will give you all your DNS information. So we want to copy that, go over to your DNS provider. In this case, it's GoDaddy. And then we want to create an A record. And that needs to match what you had put in previously. So in our case, that's agents. And then we plug in that IP address. Go ahead and save that. And then that should be ready within 5 to 10 minutes. So you can come back here and retrash, and that'll be ready soon. So let's go back in here. We can see now we have our white label. You have pricing, roadmap, terms of service, your privacy page. So we can go back in here and go through all the menus. So these logos, you have a light and a dark mode. These are going to be showing up at the top of your platform when you visit or your customers visit your instance of the platform. So you can do the favicon, square logo, and then the onboarding hero. This is going to be that large image on the right side of the onboarding when customers come through. Set up the company for the first time, that's going to show up for them. And then branding is going to be all of your colors, and you can also change the font so that this is all matching up with your marketing pages. So everything is the same font, same colors, same logo. So everything's going to look really streamlined and exactly how you style your website right now. Under email, this is where you can configure your own SMTP server. So if I unlock that, I can say, okay, now notification emails come from, support, well, that back being AI.com. And then I would plug in my host name. Now, most people use like AWS, SES, something like this, or um, MailChimp, or one of the other providers. So they'll give you this SMTP host. You just have to connect your domain, and they'll give you a username and password. You can plug that in here. SendGrid is another big one where once you authenticate your domain, they'll give you the username and password you can send from your own domain. So if you don't plug in anything here, it will come from the default domain. So I suggest plugging one of these in. Probably takes like 5 minutes to get set up. You just have to go create an account. Most providers, the email will give you a free account for a particular number of emails. And this next section is the welcome email. And this is the email that customers will see when they log into your platform for the very first time and they go through the onboarding. So you can turn that on or off. We have a default email that goes out that's just generic for all the platforms that just talk about some of the features. But this one allows you to plug in your own messaging. If you have your own URLs or training documents you want to send to them, you can do that here. This is also customizable if you want to change the messaging when customers finish the onboarding. This is the completion page, so you can give them information on training, any sort of messaging you want to send to them to help them get started. This can also, give them email addresses to contact, or if you have Slack or something, you want them to contact support, you can do that here or in the welcome email. This is a section to change employee settings. So for employees, some instances, the white labelers want to change those to teammates or something other than AI employees. So you can use that to change the terms here if you want to customize that. And then these settings are for public sharing. So within your white label instance, you can create public employees that can be added to any company. So these would be like an example, like cold email expert, Google ads manager, any type of specialized employee. You can create those and then share them within your white label. These are the settings where you can say, my instance, I only want to show the employees that I've created or someone on my instance has created. And then same with public folders. So if you create like a knowledge base and a folder that you want to share within your white label, you can do that here. And then this is how you narrow that down to your customers only see what's shared from you. Right here is how you can override the default employee generation prompt. So this is the one that we use to generate all the employee photos. So when you go and you put in a new job role and you want that employee to be generated, this is the prompt we use. And we allow you as the white label instance to update this. We can also change the model. So if you want to use Nano Banana, you can change that whenever you want. And you can add, different style. If you want the AI employees to look more cartoonish, you can have those instructions here. So you get the full control to change those settings in the white label instance editor. And then the next section is payments. So you get to choose what Stripe account you want linked, and then all of the settings within your platform, within your domain, how those work. So if you don't want customers to be able to see your pricing right away, you can always hide that. And then this means that you can create custom quotes for each one of your customers, and they don't see like a subscription page to show um, how much a business account costs. You can hide that. You can also disable free subscriptions. So if you don't want any of your customers coming into the platform and signing up for free and using the free tier, you can disable that. Same with enterprise tier. This is really just a button for contacting sales, but if you don't want to show that, you can just disable it, and then only the subscription tiers that you've created will show up. All right. And then the last piece here is to connect your Stripe account. And the way this works is you connect the Stripe account, you're going to get forwarded over to a registration page. And then from there, you put in all of your information. And when a customer comes in and buys a subscription from you, that will go directly to your Stripe. And then the platform fees will be deducted from that payment. So we can go over the pricing here in a moment, but when you connect this, your customers are owned by you. The subscriptions show up under your account. There's just that platform fee that comes out every time the payment gets processed. So we can go ahead and save that and then go through some of these menus. So customers, these are going to be all the customers that sign up through your domain. You can manage them here. You can see what the usage is, what features they have, what subscription they're signed up for. And then subscriptions over here, this is where you can create your own subscription tier. So by default, we just give you the two, entrepreneur and business. And then you can go in here and edit these. And these are our pre-built presets. So they come with whatever the preset is, and then you can add on. And these will just add additional costs for the particular tier that you're in. So this one's under custom, and you can see exactly how much that's going to cost here. So we start with the 30/70 split, and then as you increase the costs to your customers, you keep all of the profit there. So you can create these tiers, and then you can also choose what features go into each tier. So you can lock some, you can make them hidden. If you're looking to, upcharge for particular features, you can mark them as locked, and then on the next tier up, you can unlock those. So that's how you configure all the features. And then you can put your own text down here for the features. So if you add some, extra onboarding, solutions or any extras that you want to put here that is specific for your subscription tiers, you can add that. Whether it's active or featured. And then this enable configuration options. This allows customers to add a seat or add a company or add more credits. So if you want that to be customizable, you can turn that on, and then your customers are will bump up those at an additional cost. Now, if you want your customers to not know about white labeling, you don't want them to be able to set that up, you can go ahead and disable this, and your subscriptions. And then that means they'll never see that. And you can offer white labeling to them as an additional cost if they want a branded solution. So just going through creating a new one, um, we'll do something like enterprise. And then you can pick what the presets are. So chat AI, this is only gonna include features from the chat. So just 3 features enable. And then custom B is gonna be more seats in companies. So if you're selling this just to a company, that would be all under one. This is probably a good option. You get 15 seats by default. And then custom A is you get 3 companies you can create. So for businesses that maybe have like a couple different entities, they want to keep things separated into different containers. Custom A is better. They get 9 seats to distribute across those 3 companies. And then you can always increase the costs. And this is the cost that they'll see as an end user. And then when they go in and plug in their credit card, you'll be receiving that amount. So this is what your margin is. And then you'll see up here, this is what the platform fee is. So with all of these, you can go in, except for the chat, and you can configure what features are available. Again, feature header, and then feature text, what's included in the tier. This is a section where you can go into more details on what the plan comes with. We won't save that one. And then this next section is service packages. So as a customer comes through and buys a subscription or selects a subscription, this is the window that shows up next. So this could be like onboarding services. And then, so you can put a price here. You can say whether it's a one-time payment. So for like onboarding, some services that just happen once, you can do one time, or you can do reoccurring for, some type of agency retainer or services for content. These are really flexible where you can choose the best plan for you. And then these are going to show up as add-ons after the person selects their subscription. So a lot of options here for adding training or ongoing support from, professional services. You can add all the text tier you want that's going to show up on that page right after the subscriptions. Custom quotes, we talked about this earlier. So if you don't want to have fixed pricing for every customer, or they can open up the subscription window and just see how much every tier costs, you can create custom quotes here. So this means you can go in, pick the tier, you can change how many companies, how many seats, the printed packages, and then this is totally customizable. So if you have a customer that can pay more for the services than others, and you want to keep the pricing flexible so that you can grow, you can make these quotes custom. And then once you create them, you can create the quote, and then that's pending. And then you can get the quote URL. And then that's going to look like this. They just see all the features that they get. They have to verify their email address just in case there's a typo there. So once they verify, we know they own the email address, and then they'll go through payment and then complete. And then after this is done, they'll be forwarded over to the onboarding where they can log in, get their company all set up. So this kind of streamlines the payment process where the payment's taken upfront and then the customer gets set up on the platform afterwards. And then this last page is analytics. This is going to show how many customers, how many companies, their usage, what models they're using, or what features on the platform they're using the most. So you can use this to figure out, which features customers are liking the most, and then you can offer, professional services for those.